Hello humanoids, welcome to Halfling Hobbies. I'm Halfling Hannah, and I couldn't resist the temptation. I had to pick up Von Richten's Guide to Ravenloft, specifically because I'm currently running a Curse of Strahd campaign, but also because of the domains of dread that are also in here that are super cool. But one thing that I didn't expect was the monsters. This actually has a little mini bestiary of monsters that you can find in Domains of Dread, and some of them were surprisingly cool. So today I have my 7 favorite monsters from Von Richten's Guide to Ravenloft. Here we go. Alright guys, if you haven't guessed yet, I'm a monster fan. I love monster lore, I love throwing new and interesting monsters at my party, so this bestiary was right up my alley, and I must admit, I've already used some of these. Very much enjoying this. Let me know in the comments down below what your favorite monsters from either Von Richten's Guide to Ravenloft or any of the other ones. Specifically this time, let's focus on some dark and scary monsters for your campaign. Alright guys, let's start off with number 1 is Boneless, aka the floppy zombie. Not all zombies are the, standing up, slow moving things that you think of. Some of them, apparently, don't have bones, and that is the aptly named Boneless. These zombies have no bones, and they just kind of flop and roll around, which is creepy. Also, if you've been a zombie, you know the number one zombie problem is doors. Not being able to open them or get through them to get your prey. Not a problem for the floppy zombie. They can scoot under doors, get through cracks, kind of ooze through things, which is incredibly unsettling. They also desire to have a skeleton, which your party probably has, which means that they will be adhering themselves to your party's body and trying to smother them and take their bones. Oh, gotta love that, Ravenloft. That's pretty dark. I'm a fan. Thumbs up. Number 2, Brain in a Jar, aka Futurama heads. This is literally a brain in a jar that retains its consciousness and all of its mental abilities, as well as some spellcasting abilities, and can live forever so long as they are contained in this jar, giving them lots and lots of time to have epic schemes and plans. They can also communicate with this disembodied voice, and within 120 feet they can communicate telepathically. And they love to talk, especially if one has been trapped alone for a very long time. It's entirely possible your party will not get it to shut up. And that just seems like a really fun monster concept, one that's kind of behind the scenes, plotting everything, planning everything out, and not as much a physical threat as a mental threat. Thumbs up. I like the brain in the jar. Number 3 is quickly becoming my favorite all-time monster ever, and that is the Carrionette, aka the body puppet. Carrion, marionette, squish them together. What do you get? Hey, that rhymed. Okay, so these guys, if you've ever watched Gravity Falls, perhaps one of my favorite shows, and Bill Cipher takes over Dipper's body and they become Bipper, right? That's basically what this is. You have a toy or a doll that was very much loved by its creator or owner, so much so that it came to life. However, these toys are not content with their diminutive status. They want to be human, which means that they want to take over the body of the very person who brought them to life. Each Carrionette has a silver needle that they can use to stab a person and swap souls with that person. The soul of the Carrionette is put into the body, and the soul of the person in the body is put into the Carrionette, which is extremely interesting take on possession, because normally possession is the spirit tries to take over your body and you fight against it and you're still in the body. In this case, you become the toy or the doll, and the Carrionette in the body can lock you away and you have to try and find a way to get out. And the only way to get your body back is to stab your own body with the same silver needle. This is a really interesting monster concept, creepy as all get out. They can hide among like a toy chest full of toys, and you would never know until they strike. Big thumbs up for the Carrionette. That one's pretty stinking cool. I've already used it. Creepy. Awesome. Totally should try it. Number 4 is the Loup-Garou, aka the Bayou Werewolf. This comes directly from Cajun folklore, and I am so excited to see it as a part of Ravenloft. Essentially, what makes a Loup-Garou is an extremely potent strain of lycanthropy, which if you know me, you know that's a hard word for me to say, so beware, I might say it wrong. So anyone bitten by a Loup-Garou turns into a werewolf, with one exception. They cannot be cured until the Loup-Garou is killed. And this is an extremely powerful and like just a huge boss encounter if you want to try and kill a Loup-Garou. You're looking at a challenge rating of 13, which is pretty high. This could make a really cool side quest. Perhaps one of your characters gets bitten by a Loup-Garou, and the only way to free them from that curse is to kill the original one. Very cool concept. Love to see folklore included in things. Very much enjoying this. Number 5 is Neckgigger. I think I said that right. Neck, like necromancer, icker. Neckgigger. Also known as lich soup. That's how I like to say it, lich soup. So this happens when trying to turn into a lich. It's really complicated, hard to do. You don't make it. It fails, and your goop kind of just runs out. And it is a conscious, sentient goop, extremely evil, and it maintains its visions of grandeur and wanting to like take over the world, only now it's a lich soup. So forces of good can gather up this soup and put it into a container so that it cannot get out, but when it does, it's actually pretty darn powerful, and it goes about its plans of world domination. It's very similar to Brain in a Jar, only much more evil is lich soup. Number 6, Nosferatu. This is another one that is from like folklore and tradition and old school Hollywood, right? Nosferatu is the original vampire. This is aka the drug addict vampire. Unlike normal vampires that have this master plan and are very picky about the ones that they choose to consume, Nosferatu are addicted to blood. They are driven insane if they cannot satiate their hunger, and they will eat anything. Livestock, rats in a sewer, people, doesn't matter as long as they can have blood. And when they have this blood, they have a moment of clarity where they understand what they were and what they have become. And it's very sad and also terrifying because they are so blood driven. It's a really cool new form of vampire we haven't seen before, and I am a huge fan. And the last one is number 7, Unspeakable Horrors. This is pretty cool because in the Domains of Dread, you have all of this really weird, strange, and dark and creepy things that can happen, and this monster is actually one that can change based on your campaign, your Domain of Dread, or even just the time that you do it, because it comes with tables. So you can roll randomly to see what it looks like, what it does, what powers that it has, and all of them are discussed and super creepy. And it's actually like a Lovecraft dream. Like, all of these are things that feel like you would get them out of an H.P. Lovecraft story, and I absolutely adore them. So those are my favorite new monsters from Von Richten's Guide to Ravenloft. I am loving this new resource. Let me know what you think of it, and stay tuned for more videos on Ravenloft to come. And until next time, my friends, may your game have advantage. Halfling Hannah here, signing out. Also, look at all these beautiful patrons. All these people sponsored this video. Aren't you grateful for them? You should be. They're amazing. And you could be one too. Head on over to Patreon and support Halfling Hobbies.